Hello, crafty friends. Little Paper Crafter coming on with you again. But first, before I go on with explaining or telling you what I am doing in this video, I would like to welcome all my new subscribers. If you are not subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button on the lower right hand side and ask to be notified when I upload new videos. That way you too can join in with the fun of this YouTube journey that I'm going on. And to all my subscribers that are already following me, thank you so much for all your support. It means the world to me. Anyways, so let's go ahead and go on with what is going on with my video that I put in today. So I got involved by Tamika. She's such a sweetheart, and she is doing a Stampin' Up! Demonstrators Fun Fold Festivities Hop today. Today, I believe it's July the 29th, and our videos will be one video per hour, I believe. There's going to be 10 different videos, and it's going to be from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. There are 5 of us, including me, that are Stampin' Up! Demonstrators, and we are doing a tutorial on a fun fold card. I believe on the first one, I started at 9, and then each of our videos will have a live link where you can ask questions or, ask item numbers or anything like that. I will also provide all the information of any of the tools and material that I'm using for my tutorial down below. I will make sure to answer any questions that are posted. And you can always reach out to me on my Instagram channel, Little Paper Crafter, and I will be more than happy to try to help you out with any kind of questions that you have. So I am giving a prize for my hop. In order to win, or in order to have your name put in the drawing for the prize, you have to be 18 years of older, live in the United States. You have to be following me and the other Stampin' Up! Demonstrators that are in the group. And you have to leave a comment on both my videos, both my tutorials. And you have to like both my tutorials in order to have your name in the drawing. The big thing is that you have to be a follower, and you have to make a comment, and you have to like, and 18 years old. I guess everything is a big thing in order to have your name put in the drawing. It's been a long day, you guys. So with all that said, I know that's a lot. Let me go ahead and go into this tutorial. Thank you. Hello. Today I am going to be doing a tutorial on how to make this amazing card. This type of card is called a slide and lock gate fold card. I went ahead and continued with Christmas, since it's Christmas in July, and I also wanted to promote Stampin' Up's new Trucking Along stamp set. Oh my goodness, it's so cute. You can only get this stamp set. It's an exclusive online set. It comes with the dies, and not dies, I'm sorry. It comes with this adorable punch, and this punch is paper piecing too, paper piecing also. And this is the set of stamps that it comes with. Oh my goodness, it's so cute. You can use this stamp set all year long. It's not only for Christmas. There's presents, there's a palm tree, there's a Christmas tree, there's clouds, there's a whole bunch of different stamp images that can be used all year long, not only during the holidays, but my holiday theme usually is that red country Christmas truck. So I wanted to try to promote this stamp set on my tutorial today. So let's go ahead and get started. The colors that I am using with the tutorial are Old Olive, Evening Evergreen, and the red that I'm using is Real Red. Throughout the tutorial, there are a couple of things that that are discontinued, but they are Stampin' Up. For instance, one of them is this designer series paper. It's a gingerbread designer series paper that went with this frosting icing set that I'll be using a little bit of this also in there in the tutorial. Now that one, however, in the month of August, Stampin' Up! Will be having their holiday catalog that will be available, and I believe it is available for customers the beginning of September. I'll give you more details of that in my future YouTube channel videos and also on my IG page. So let's go ahead and kind of give you an example or give you all the instructions and materials that were used. I'm trying not to make this so long because I know we all have valuable time. So the thing with this is I used a belly band to go ahead and be able to open and close the card. Okay, the belly band that I used was a Stampin' Up! Ribbon. However, I believe that one has been discontinued also. And what I went ahead and did was I glued the ribbon onto the designer series paper, and then I just took some white cardstock and put it in the back so that you can't see the ribbon that was glued to the designer series cardstock. So isn't this cute? This is once again using the Trucking Along stamp set. Okay, so then once you have this, you can open up your card, and that's where the gatefold type of thing comes involved. So inside, what I used on the sides was the designer series paper that I was just talking to you about. And then I also made a gift card holder slot, or a gift card holder area, I guess you could say, for Christmas gift cards. And then also up at the top, it just has wishing you a festive Christmas, and then you can go ahead and sign. And on the sides, I have included some die cuts that I used from this design series paper. And you go ahead and close it up. And there's your card. Now, there are a couple things that I have already done so that we don't make this video too long. So hold on one second. Let me put together, oh, you know what? What I'm going to do is just leave this right here on the side. And then I'm going to leave this open over here in the back so that I can see what I'm doing. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So I did find one of the Stampin' Up! Embossing pads, which I think that this is discontinued. Anything discontinued that you are interested in, please DM me on my IG page, and I'll try to find it for you on the demonstrator's website. So once again, I'm going to go ahead and emboss my sheets of paper with this folder. And it's pretty small, and so it doesn't fit the whole thing. So what I am going to do is kind of just do it sideways. And let's see how that works. Or let's do this. Let's see how this works. I don't know if it's going to work or not. I guess that's the terrific thing about doing a video live, huh? Okay, so, and also I just wanted to also state that the embosser that I'm using is a Stampin' Up! Die cut embossing machine. I love this machine. There is a small one, which a lot of people are getting, which I love the small one too, but there's also this big one. That's the normal size one. So let's go ahead and put this through, see how it works. Hold on. I think I have to take this out. And also, Stampin' Up! Has on each of their plates numbers at the top, and then instructions on how to use or layer up your plates for your foundation. So let's go ahead and see if this works. And it did. So this is the card, and the sizes and the dimensions and instructions I will link down below. I believe the size of the paper is 10 by 7, okay? And then you're gonna take this and you're gonna score this on 2.5 and 7 1/4. I take that back. You're gonna score it on 2.5 and then 7.5 on the 10-inch side, okay? And then the sizes for the paper that's going to be on the side is, once again, let's start over. The paper that you're going to be using is 10 inches by 7. This is 10 lengthwise, and then by 7 height, okay? And then on the 10-inch side, you are going to score on the 2.5 and the 7.5. Now, the sides that the measurement of the inside and the sides of the card, this one is 5 by 7. Actually, this one is the collection, the design series paper. It was only a 6 by 6. So if you have the right size of paper, this section would be 5 by 7. However, I didn't. I only had a 6 by 6 designer series paper, so that's another reason why I stuck that little pouch in there, so that you can put a gift card, okay? So that's maybe something, little ideas that you can use to be able to use your stash, even if it's not the right size. So the side that the big part that's inside is 5 by 7, and then these sides are 2 1/4 by 7. But once again, I'm using the 6 by 6, so I had to kind of modify it a little bit, okay? So that also applies to the front paper, which these sides are 2 1/4 by 7. Okay, so let's go ahead and finish up the front and glue these on, and then we can finish up the inside, and then we'll finish up the outside. So the other day I was somebody had a live that I was on. I can't remember who it was, and they had mentioned, I had mentioned that I needed to find some adhesive, and it's basically because the adhesive that I was using is a big gun, and Stampin' Up! Don't have a big adhesive gun, and that company went out of business. So I was trying to find an adhesive that I like, and I wasn't able to until I did this video, and I realized, whoa, Stampin' Up's adhesive is awesome. But hold on one second. Okay, so what I usually do with mine is with this embossing, you could either have it on the outside, the embossing facing up, or it facing down. I know there's a term for it, but I totally forgot. And I think I want to use mine up. So I will put adhesive on the back side of this. And this adhesive I have found is extremely strong, which is a good thing because that's exactly what I wanted. So I'm just going to line this up. Hopefully I'm lining it up correctly. I'm trying to use my good eye. Look at that. Oh my gosh, I love this. Okay, let's go ahead and do this one. Okay. Put this on over here. Okay, and this is the front of the card. This is going to be so pretty. Okay, so now what we're going to go ahead and do, I have pre-cut a couple of things, but I will explain and tell you what it is that I pre-cut and how I pre-cut them, okay? Let me see. This one is pre-cut because this one is the pouch, the gift card holder gift card pouch that I'm going to go ahead and use. And then this one is going to be the saying at the top, okay? So let's go ahead and do that. And I will show you how to use the Stampin' Up! Border punches. This one is the scallop. I believe this one has been discontinued. But I wanted to use this one for the top. So this is how I use my punches, is I put it in the middle. I'm left-handed. And then you basically match it up with the pattern on the outside of the punch. Let's hope this goes well. I guess if it doesn't, I'll just have to show you guys how to fix it if I mess it up. Okay. Punch it and then line up the paper with the design punch on the out side of it. And then for this one, see, I didn't punch enough on this side. So what I'm doing is I'm going back in there, lining up the design on this side, and then punching it through. Oh, let me see. There we go. There we go. Okay. And then push that aside, because Stampin' Up! Doesn't have a container to hold all your excess papers. So then with this, what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and use glue on the outside of the pouch. And then see, with this, you can't even tell. Hopefully I'm in frame. But with this, you can't even tell that the design series paper doesn't even go all the way down. And then, like I said, you can go ahead and put a gift card in there. And then these ones are from the designer series paper too. This one, the designer series paper matches the stamp set and die set. And just so that you know, for the Stampin' Up! Dies that have, or the Stampin' Up! Collections or bundles that have a stamp and a die that goes with it, what I usually do is on the side of my case, I put some washi tape on there. That is something that tells me that this set is a stamp set, and it also comes with a die that matches. And all I do is take this and put it right there. So when it's stored, I see that this set also has a die set. And then what I do is I store my die set along with the Stampin' Up! Set. Usually I put a magnet down for my dies. For instance, this one, which is another collection that we'll be using. I already put the washi tape on the sides, and this one is a new collection that came out in the new catalog. I really like this one. And basically I have my magnets that I put on this side, and this is how I store my stamp set with my dies. But we'll show you what we're going to do with that one later. So this one, as you can tell, this set is retired and I never used it, but I'm not going to get rid of it because I'm going to use it. Anyways, this die comes with the collection, and that die fits the print of the design series paper. So just FYI on that. Sometimes Stampin' Up!, when they make the designer series paper that goes with the collection, and I believe it's called a suite. They sell it as a suite, or they sell it individually, and it's the stamp, the dies, and the paper that goes along with the stamps and the dies. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I used my foam tape to stick up the icicles. I feel like I'm so nervous, you guys, because this is my first tutorial that I've ever done, so I don't know if I'm including all the instructions like I should be. So anyways, that's what we went ahead and did right here, just to kind of offset that the designer series paper didn't come all the way down. So I thought that that looked okay. Another option could be you could take this and also put it on the sides. You know, it's your crafty project, so you can add or take away whatever you want. And then also with this one, I didn't do it in my prototype, but I think I want to do it in this one, is I am going to add these little gems on the inside of the snowflake. Isn't that cute? That is so cute. It brings out the snowflake a little bit more, I think, just by adding that little gem. And Stampin' Up! Sells a bunch of rhinestones and I guess you can call them, I totally forgot what they're called. But you know what I mean, the rhinestones and the dots and things to sparkle up your project. Okay, so the next thing that we need to do for this one is stamp a sentiment up at the top. And I think the one that I'm gonna do, instead of wishing you festive Christmas, is I'm gonna finally use one of these sets that I bought. Sending you peppermint kisses. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Or the icing on my gingerbread. Let's do that one. That one I think is cute. Or let's just do the Merry Christmas. And this is the polymer stamps that Stampin' Up! Has. Sometimes they sell them in polymer, sometimes they sell them in the rubber. And the polymer stamps, you just basically stick it to your clear blocks that you use. Stampin' Up! Comes with a bunch of different sizes of these. And this is our Stampin' Up! Pad using Real Red. Our pads, they're kind of exclusive. I think Stampin' Up! Pads are the only ones that are stored this way, and then you slide it out or slide it in. And our pads are really moist, so you don't really got to ink them too much. So, wondering if I should have done this in green. Oh well. Okay, and then we're gonna go ahead and close this one up. Oh, I know this tutorial is taking a long time. I'm so sorry, you guys. I didn't think that it was going to take this long. And then also, just to show you, Stampin' Up! Has a really good stamp cleaner pad too. For those of you that do not know, we have one with Stampin' Up! We have one side that you spray, clean it off, and then one side that we keep dry. And that's to clean it off. But this is a polymer stamp, so that's why the ink is still there. Or it's kind of colorful, let's say that. It's it's loved. It's shown that it's loved. And then I'm going to go ahead and stick it. This is how I store them once I open up my polymer stamps. I store them with the stamp image in the case. Okay, so now I'm a slow stamper, guys. I'm sorry if this is taking too long. I even prepped everything so that it could go faster. Okay, so now we're just going to stick this on here. I de-stress the sides of that with the Real Red. I'm just a de-stressor. I feel that it makes it like pop up like a 3D, but everybody's does their crafts differently. So this is the inside of the card, okay? Now we're going to work on the outside. The outside, I'm going to try not to take too long, but I also don't want to go too fast and forget something. Go ahead and get all my stamp pads out. Move this to the side. This is my prototype. This is my actual. Okay, so what we're going to go ahead and do, I have already stamped out the image of the truck using the stamp. And then now, what I'm going to do is line that stamp image up the best that I can. And I got to remember, we're not perfectionists. Oh, you know what? Here, let me try this one, because this one is a little bit darker, and I kind of already colored in So I use my bunches up. And those are the other 3D images that just came out. And then here's your bunch. Here's your embellishments. That's the name of those, the jewels embellishments. Stampin' Up has a bunch of different embellishments. So now what we are going to do, and what I'm going to go ahead and kind of show you, is there's 2 different techniques that I'm kind of showing you in this. One of them is I don't have the real red ink. So I am going to use a different technique. Now, everybody probably has different techniques, but this is the one that I used for this project, okay? If you have another technique, please list it down below. That would be great, okay? So, as you can see, these are Stampin' Up blender pens. So, like I said, I do not have this color, so I took my blender pen and picked up the ink. The dark part of it, which is the stronger part that has all the ink, I'm going to outline my image with the darker side. And then color in with the lighter side. Hopefully this works. And then take my blender pen and kind of blend it in a little bit more. Hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing. Let me see if I can zoom you in. There you go. So once again, let me do the other wheel. I took my blender pen and I inked up the blender pen with the red, and I took the dark red, or the darker red, right when you still have the red in the ink pen, and the blender pen, and I took that along the side of the shape. I learned this in my coloring class that I took off and then I'm going to just color in and move my blender pen around by coloring in the sides for the images, and then trying to blend it in as much as possible. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that to the rest of that. I'm probably going to speed you guys up at this part. Okay, so now that I'm done with the red, I'm going to take the red ink out of the blender pen by just, you know, kind of scribbling. And that takes it off the blender pen, that color. And then what I'm also going to do is try to take, I learned in my class that if you go out of the lines, you take the ink, like your blender pen ink, and just keep on pressing it down on the paper, and it kind of takes it off. Well, it pushes it into the grains. Okay, so here is our fancy little trick. Let me see. Okay, so what I wanted to do was bling it up with some little diamonds. Okay. Okay. And then, now the next technique, sometimes I have brain fogs. The technique that I'm going to be showing you right now is called masking. And basically what I did is I just took a white cardstock image that I just punched out the image using my punch. And what I am going to do is use this layer that I'm going to add in, that I'm going to add on the top. And I'm just going to, you know, oh, and I have a little sticky on it, but it's not strong sticky. It's like, adhesive, but it's not strong adhesive. It's just temporary adhesive. I'm going to figure out where on this layer that I want to put my card or my truck. I'm going to press that down so that it stays in that area. And then I'm going to go ahead and get my foam mat, because I'm using the polymer stamps, and it's a stronger image when you use the thin foam mat, which this you can also find from Stampin' Up. And I have all my tools and material will be listed down below. Now, I'm trying to find my block, which was right in front of me. Please understand, you guys, this is my first tutorial, so I'm kind of nervous. Okay, so the stamp set that we are going to use, which is another technique, it's called two-step stamping. So what I'm doing right now is called two-step stamping technique, and what this is called masking, okay? Hopefully I'm not doing too much. So what I am going to do is first, and this comes in the set, I'm going to take the solid tree, open up my ink pads. I love Stampin' Up ink pads. They're like the best because they store it upside down. Tap my image to get the ink. Make sure my ink is on there. And then line up that image. And instead, I'm going to pull out this one. Okay, and what I'm going to do is use the old olive because this is the lighter green. And you can tell that it's the solid because of the stamp set. Or the stamp, you can tell that it's the solid one. I'm gonna line this up with that masking image that I have. Push it down. Raise it back up. Clean off my stamp. And this is the outline of the image, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and, oh, I'll be using this one in a little bit, so I'm not gonna close that completely. Now I am going to use the Evening Evergreen. And then what we're gonna do is take this image and stamp it right on top of the image of the Christmas tree the best that we can. And there we go. So that technique that I just showed you, that one is called two-set stamping, okay? And that comes with the stamp set. This technique that I'm just going to show you right now is called masking. But you know what? I'm not completely done. So I'm just going to finish setting up the rest of the page. So I have the special delivery up at the top. Doesn't matter if it's straight or not. You can do whatever color you want. Tap it. Sometimes I stamp on my, just to make sure that it stamps okay. And this is also Stampin' Up! Grid paper, and it comes in a big pad. I've only probably bought like 2, maybe 3 pads ever. It's amazing because it has like a little note side and it has a grid side, and you can just, you know, do your own little stamp on the side to see if that's what you want. And then I'm going to go ahead and put this right here. And then I'm going to go ahead and stamp this image. Ink it again. Clear my block. And try this again. We're almost done, guys. We're almost done. We're going to go ahead and use is the outlining. That's the red stamp. And once again, I put ink on the block. I've been stamping forever, and I always do that. I don't know. Well, maybe I should properly push this out and not leave it open, huh? So you can slide it or you can tap it. Whichever way works best for you. Okay. So I am going to do the best that I can to angle this so that it's on top of each other. I don't know if it is or not. Pretty much so. Okay. And once again, this technique is called two-step stamping. You can kind of see the image. Hopefully I'm in Okay, let's see. I think that's all the stamping we're going to do. So now, like I said, this technique, let's zoom you out. Okay, like I said, this technique is called masking. So you just take this off, this little image off, and then I am going to put my truck with the 3D foam. And then we take that truck that we colored and we put it right where the image that we were using for masking. Isn't that so cool? Okay, so now what I got to do, I'm almost finished. I'm going to take away my foam pad, which once again, I use that because I was using the stamp set that was the polymer stamp set. I put glue on this. Because I'm not too sure where to put it, so I didn't want to use our adhesive. These hollies I got from another Stampin' Up! Punch that, unfortunately, I believe it's discontinued. It was last year that they had it. It's a edge punch. It's this one right here. And it's the border punch, but it had these little hollies on there. Isn't that so pretty? I thought it was beautiful. So what I did is the cutouts, I just used those on the side. Okay, so now we're almost done, you guys. So just FYI, we're done with this one. And then to make the belly band, I cut out using the countryside corners. I used the biggest one that is available for the backing, okay? I am going to use this second one, this layering one, for some foam that we'll cut right now. So that was the collection that I used to make the belly band. I just used the designer series paper, and then I glued the ribbon, and then so that it doesn't look tacky in the back, I went ahead and I cut some white cardstock, and then I matted that on there, and it also gives it like a sturdier base. So with that said, let's go ahead, put this aside, and get the cutter back out. This is the regular size cutter from Stampin' Up! It comes with plates. It's amazing. I am cutting the 5mm foam that I get from Hobby Lobby. And I'm going to push that through the die cut machine. And because the foam is so big, I believe I'm only going to use the base plate one. I'm not going to use 2. I'm just going to use 1 and 3. Okay, let's go ahead. Oop, see, and right then and there I knew that that wouldn't go through because it was too thin as I was trying to push through. So I add the second plate, put the third plate down, make sure that my die is angled correctly on the foam, and push it through. With the foam being so big, I layered my plates, which is also what you should do with a mini die cut machine if you're having problems. Layer your plates so that it's not all going out at the same time. Look at that. Cut it. All done. Okay, let me put this aside. We're not going to use this anymore, so I can go ahead and just fold it up and put it aside. Store my die with my magnets in there. Get this. That is the prototype. Hopefully I'm in frame. Go ahead and get the glue. Glue this on the top of the foam. I don't have my little machine that I use. I use glue because sometimes it doesn't go on in the position that I want. So isn't that cute, you guys? Hopefully I'm in frame. Okay, with that said, now that I glued it onto the foam, now I'm going to take the foam and I'm going to glue the foam down to the base piece. Press that down. There you go. Isn't that cute? And then we're going to go ahead and put that in. Let's see how it works. Let's see how it looks. Because like I said, this one, I added the embossing folder. So let's go ahead and see. Uh-oh. There we go. And honestly, I think that I like that a little bit better. Because I felt like this one was so... So once again, this is the inside. And then with the little gift holder. And then you take the belly band. and you wrap it around your card to keep it shut. So there you go. I actually like this one a little bit better because of the embossing. Pulls it out and makes it a little bit more Christmassy. I know this tutorial was long. I am sorry. Thank you very, very much for hanging in there with me. And if you did hang in there with me, you will know that I am giving away a Stampin' Up! Gift or prize to the winner of the drawing. But in order to get in the drawing, you must be 18. You must live in the United States. Or you know what? Yeah, you must live in the United States. You must be 18. You must be a follower. And also like this video. And then make sure you comment. I'm taking the names from whomever comments. Little Paper Crafter with you. Thank you for joining. Two things. Love yourself and love your crafts. Until next time.